Hey everybody, I have here two separate products. I just figured I would review them together in the same video because they came out at the same time and they are very closely related. It's the Stormtrooper and Darth Vader from the LEGO Brickheadz line. Let's start with a look at the Stormtrooper. Yep. Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite Brickheadz to date. Possibly my single favorite Brickheadz build to date. It's the face. Well, it's not just the face. There are a lot of things that I like about this from many different angles. So there are a total of 4 printed pieces on this. 2 of them are the same, for the little blue streaked vents on the sides there. This is a print, obviously, the 2x2 by 2/3 curved part, and then the print for the belt section of it. I really appreciate the shaping of the eyes with just a proper actual build, not relying on prints for that. I appreciate the shaping around the side of the helmet. It looks round enough to me. They kind of took the basic Brickheadz idea, which is usually very, very squarish, and they added just enough roundness to it to make it feel more Stormtrooper-esque. They had big round heads, not big blocky heads, so this is a good move in that direction. I also like the use of the headlight bricks with some tiles on the legs to introduce a little bit of extra texture there for the armor plates. And I appreciate the little breathing tube, vent, what do you call those? The inlets, I guess, the breathing inlets on the front, which are built up with the hollow stud on the front. In the center there is a modified 1x2 plate with the curved corners, and then just a stud behind that. So nice dimensionality there, nice use of parts, nice build. Overall, this whole thing was actually enjoyable to put together, more than most of the Brickheadz have been to me, because I feel like every single piece has its purpose and contributes positively to the look of this thing. The blaster is nice. Everything is done pretty nicely. It even has good detail around the back, which is not all that common. I guess they do hair pieces decently well on some of them, but you got the little survival pack on there. That looks pretty good. I'm very happy with this one. I'm actually considering getting a second one of these so that I can have one on either side of Darth Vader, making this the first, for me personally, the first potentially massable Brickheadz. I just feel like this ticks all the right boxes for a collector, for a fan of Star Wars, for somebody who just wants to have something Star Wars related with an interesting, kind of cutesy look as just a display item to have at work, to have at home, to have wherever. It looks cool to me, and it's immediately recognizable. I just feel like this is Brickheadz done right. Darth Vader, then. Okay, so this is a much simpler build than the Stormtrooper, ironically. It has 20 less pieces with 104 total. And you really feel that when you put it together. This goes together much more quickly, and from the outside, it's simpler in its texture and shaping. They also did not get as much roundness into this as they did with the Stormtrooper, but I think that's okay. The shaping from the front is pretty good. The shaping from that kind of angle, or quarter angle, is pretty good. And the highlight of this easily is the use of the printed, relatively new triangular tile piece. That's a very recent addition to the LEGO parts catalog, that shape there. And it's just a perfect use of that. They could not have used a better piece there. I like that. It definitely does the trick. The prints are pretty good here. The proportions, I think, work out just fine. Uses the minifig lightsaber, which is good, and it does have the brightest of silver, or most metallic of silver color for the hilt. It's a little bit speckled, not as bad as some of them have been recently. It's very plain, the figure is, from the back, but I feel like that's appropriate. His helmet doesn't have much detail from the back, and then he just has the cape. And this looks pretty proper to me. You look at this, I don't see how you can see anything other than Darth Vader. Even you turn it this way, okay, maybe you can question it from there. I guess having the lightsaber really, really helps, because this is just so Vader. But this Now that I look at it, maybe not so much. You know what I wish they had done here? I wish they had added some print to the eyes. I wish they had put just a single layer of transparent red over those eye tiles, because from some angles the eyes kind of disappear, and you're not going to see that necessarily all that well in just one video, but depending upon the angle, they kind of just aren't very apparent. I've got some highlights showing up here, but in real life they kind of fade in, they kind of fade away a little bit, and I feel like if they had just put a single application, thin application of transparent red over those, it would have helped so much. It would have still looked very close to black, but it would have introduced just a little bit of hue, would have shifted the hue ever so slightly. I mean, this is black, but it still has a color to it. It's not pure black, it's reflecting sunlight back. And just changing that a little bit would have helped those to stand out. And the actual visors are red canonically, but there's no light behind them, which is why they always appear fairly black. But just a little something very, very subtle would have helped a lot. Overall, recognizable, just not as good as the Stormtrooper, and not as good as, in my opinion, many of the Brickheadz they've done to date. Let me do one thing. There we go. All right, you do have to move the arm forward in order to get that to happen, which exposes a couple of the studs on the side from one of those 1x2 by 1 2/3 pieces with the 4 studs on the side. So put a tile over that or something. It's good to be able to pose this with the lightsaber up, but that's just that. So to me, epic win right here, and okay here. Good to get Vader in this form, especially for folks who like collecting these, but this is a better Stormtrooper than this is a Vader as a Brickhead, what they've done there. So yeah, if you're a collector, if you're collecting this series, you like Star Wars, of course you're going to get both of these. Darth Vader, that's interesting. Vador, Darth Vader. It's like the vampire version of him or something. I don't know. Anyway, there you go. 2 new Brickheadz, Star Wars. Good thing. One of them, excellent build. The other one, not bad, but not great. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll talk to you again soon.